Hi there, this is Anup. You're going to watch a lot of interesting questions, discussions, and answers for those questions in this video. This was part of the AHA session. AHA is nothing but Ask HTMD Anything, conducted as part of HTMD user group meeting in March. We talked about Intune licensing, Intune Jobs, convergence between Microsoft 365 jobs and endpoint administrator jobs. What are the additional responsibilities coming into Intune administrators? And we talked about application installation status, how reliable that is for Intune admins. We talked about remote help, the other vendors who provides similar kind of products, and we talked about Intune Suite, etc., etc. So don't skip it. Let's go ahead and watch it out. We can directly jump into Ask HTMD Anything. You can ask about jobs. What are the opportunities of jobs within Intune, and what will happen to SCCM jobs, etc., etc. You can ask that questions also. So you have another 27 minutes to be precise. So floor is open now. Tick tick one, tick tick two. Or if you don't want to ask, unmute yourself and ask questions, you can put the questions in the chat.
Okay, Anup, I have a doubt. When
Yeah.
we do this auto upgradation of Zoom or Google Chrome using Intune, when we go back and see the reports, it says success or failure, something like that. So,
Hmm.
success means that the policy has been deployed on the device, but it doesn't mean that the device has upgraded to that latest version, right? I mean, it doesn't give detailed report like how we saw for patching,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So there's a
I,
confusion with client and myself. Like uh, success really doesn't mean that the version is upgraded, but the policy has been deployed. Is what I understood. But you can correct me if I'm wrong, like or how to
I
deep dive on that.
that's really a good question. I was searching whether Joy is available. Joy is here. I don't know. You have better answer. Probably you might have better answer, Joy, if you are still listening. Um, but I,
Yes, I
okay,
think
go
yes.
for it.
It only tells whether the policy state on the device is successful or not, but it actually does not tells whether the device has gone ahead and downloaded, installed the latest version or not. So it's something similar like the Windows update rings also. Uh,
Mhm.
the reporting that we get in Intune, there are three categories where the first it only states whether the updating policy in itself is success or not. But if you need to see whether that particular update is installed or not, you need to get into the per user setting or the per device setting within and drill down to check. That is something
Yeah,
not there.
yeah. So the reports, what we see is not 100% accurate with respect to the compliance, but only it talks only about the policy has been deployed or not, not about the installation.
Somewhat like that.
Joy, I think we can use some community tools like or community solutions like collecting some inventory from the device, and then create a custom dashboard, etc. For that. Is that still viable in this scenario?
I think we can do that, or maybe we can even run proactive remediation script
Remediation.
or something to collect the
Yeah.
inventory and then check whether the particular versions are
Yeah.
upgraded or not.
It's not out of box available. Okay. Thank you, Joy. And thank you for that question, Deepa.
Thank you.
Any
Hello, Anup,
other
Ram here.
questions? Yes.
I have another
Hi.
question on technical again, please. So, on the driver management or driver upgrade management, so I think there is separate service from Microsoft like Windows Update for drivers and BIOS upgrades. Is it already available? And what is the, let's say, observation or feedback on this if you have
Okay.
used it? And
Good question. It is available. Um, driver management, but I never tried it. So I'm trying to check now. I will go back to Joy if you have
No,
anything to.
no, in our environment also we do not have used this till now.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
if you
know,
have
Is there
only
any?
Intune,
our
not
Is
SCCM.
No, no, I
no,
understand.
our devices are all Lenovo, so we mostly go through the Lenovo Vantage.
Lenovo commercial Vantage, right, Joy?
Yeah.
So Ram, so which OEM vendor you are managing it? Which devices, HP or Dell or Lenovo?
Ram, if you are speaking, you're on mute.
Mute.
It's Saurav. Yeah.
Oh,
I just.
Saurabh.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I should have used a more. I should have used my name. I don't know. It just took up
Yeah.
that name when I joined it. But yeah, just replying to Deepa that yeah, probably log analytics can also be used to, get some reporting. But yeah, as you were suggesting, yeah, third party tools are also available in case that needs to be explored. Yeah.
Okay, log analytics is one of them, is it?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I'll try that.
So it's interesting. We are having a lot of good discussions, and we are talking about KQL queries, log analytics, getting dashboards to get the application installation status, and remediation script, collecting the inventory using the remediation scripts, etc. So good discussion.
Sorry, Ram here again. I dropped because of network issue. Joined just now.
Did you
Just another
hear
question.
what?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
heard
hear
that and
what
then
we
dropped
mentioned?
it. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I have
So
question on
Kannan
other
was
question.
asking some other questions to you. If you
Yeah,
can specify, probably he was asking about which are your device vendors. If you can
it's Dell.
openly, publicly say that.
It's Dell actually.
Oh, Dell. Okay.
Then Ram, if I don't mind, so Dell having the Dell Command Center, right? I think they have the cloud tool as well to manage the drivers.
Yeah, currently we are using that, but
Yeah.
it's not working as expected sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And also moving away from SCCM completely to Intune. So just want to check that.
Okay.
And also on the remote help, I want to check because there is no SCCM and there is a new service or new feature available in the premium. Does anyone already using it like at the corporate level, not in the test lab? And how is the experience someone is adopted?
Really good question, Ram. I like it. The last part, not in test lab. Yeah.
Now in the
No,
production.
I'm not using it in production. So I am going to mute myself.
Okay. Or if there is any alternate solution for the remote control outside SCCM, which is recommended.
Beyond trust.
Okay.
See again, Ram. So there are a lot of tools are there. As one is a Beyond Trust, TeamViewer. Another one is some starts with
We have
B.
remote help as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what
It's.
Ram was mentioning, Saurabh.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
He was
Sorry.
asking whether anyone tested this, not tested, using already this in production, and what is the experience. That is why I said like I'm not using it in production, so I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, I have interacted with a lot of customers who are using remote help in production, and the feedback is good. So if you already have the licenses, then what I would suggest is instead of going with a third party product and paying for an additional license, Ram, you might as well go ahead and make use of remote help. And at the end of the day, it's not it's just sharing of the screen, right? So it's not like a policy deployment that we are doing, which would need extensive testing, right? So what I would suggest is, yeah, go ahead and test it out. The feedback that I have heard is it's all positive. So yeah, there is no reason why there should be any blockers.
Oh, that's a great
Okay.
news, Survey. So let
Thank
me
you so
explore
much.
it as well.
Because there is no license, we need to invest, let's say, some money, and just looking whether Microsoft versus third-party solution. Because always Microsoft, when they release any feature, initially there will be some, let's say, issues, and then they fix it later. And it's a very new feature, just a month or so. So that's why I wanted to check. Thanks for confirming that feedback.
Ram, adding to that point is, so it depends on the environment to environment, right? When the feature got released by Microsoft, it depends, right? The security tools being placed in your organizations always differs.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about we discussed about remote help. Now, I don't know whether you have any questions about Intune Suite, plan 1, plan 2, plan 3. I don't know the plan 3 is there or not, but yeah, just are we all clear about Intune Suite? What is it and how it is going to? I don't have answer, but I'm just um, brainstorming, trying to get more questions from you all. So yeah, Intune Suite, and then privilege access management. That is something new coming, and there are a lot of stuff. Probably new features coming into Intune Suite, which is not yet announced, etc., etc. Maybe, right? So it is going to be very exciting times ahead. But if you need to have more money, not you, probably your organization need to have more money to invest on these and combine all these things together with one solution. I like this idea because from a very high level perspective, right, using the same workflow and same tool, same agent for all these things, rather than using different vendors and different clients. For example, if I want to use Beyond Trust for remote assistant solution, and then for privilege access management also I need to use Beyond Trust or some other solution, then for end user experience we might have a different solution, right? So we are talking about four clients already. One is the MDM stack, which is already in the OS, and then IME is Wintune Intune management extension. That is another client for sure, right? And third one is again Beyond Trust, for privilege access management in this scenario, and the fourth one is maybe something for end user experience, or to assess the end user experience. Some tools, like I don't remember the tool name, but there are a lot of tools available
Yeah,
for
it's
that.
it's called Nextthink and
Yeah,
controller.
Next thing is the
Controller. Yes,
yeah.
controller. Yes.
So
And also
we are talking
sister.
about, yeah, we are talking about four agents, and are we okay to manage four agents? Are we seeing some operational issues going forward with different agents, and what would be the operational cost to manage all these agents, maintains health of these agents? So I always think about this when I try to implement or design some solution, and I will try to convince. Even I'm a as you all know, I am a Microsoft fan, so I will always propose a native Microsoft solution. I- so maybe I am biased over here, but if you can purchase Intune Suite and have all these and what is that called? There's an advanced analytic solution, right? Analytic solution is
advanced
there.
endpoint
Point
analytics,
analysis.
yes, with
Yeah,
anomaly detections.
yeah. So that would,
Then the yeah, but this Intune Suite, I think it's a move in the right direction so that everything related to the device being managed comes under one vendor. But It's all about the timing and about how much time Microsoft brings in all the features that will be added into the suite. Because currently, with only remote help available and advanced endpoint analytics available as part of the suite, does not justify the pricing that the customer will pay for a license if they want to go for the full package now.
You
And
know,
even
Joy, big.
and Microsoft also has to do a lot of catch up work. No, I'm saying
Yeah, yeah,
because
I agree.
there are like these all things that they are bringing in is basically will be competing against third party products that are
Yes,
already established in that particular feature.
yes,
So once they
yes,
bringing the things, they are bringing in things as like currently in public preview, then in GA, but it still is like a work in progress. So
yes.
they need to just. Uh, I am also a Microsoft fan. Would love to have a Microsoft native solution, but it's all about the timing and how they bring the new features and get it up to that particular mark where we don't need to go and look outside,
Yeah,
because
I
that will
thought.
be true for some customers.
Yeah, I totally agree. And this is the same conversation I had with customers. I think 5 or 6 years back. Eh, At that time, it was, ah, why should we move away from AirWatch? We should stick with AirWatch because it's an established solution, and Intune doesn't have anything. So a lot of features were missing, lot of things were missing, right? So if you are a big organization and you are starting a multi-year project, like 6 years or 7 years migration project, moving from hybrid Azure AD to, I mean, domain join to um, Azure Active Directory, etc., then yeah. But yeah, I totally agree. I do I don't disagree with your points. It's that is what we are struggling at the moment, to convince the management and customers, if they compare the features and pricing, etc. It won't justify. Yeah.
Yeah, in some customers are no, so they agree with the price, wherein coming to the futures, right? They're looking for more futures to suitable for the specific environment, right? Wherein Microsoft, I would say that some products they're coming some futures, but further they're not developing the product. They are on pause or on hold, or they be retired. So that's why we are not able to provide more recommendation on the Microsoft tools on specific products. So we have to go with another third-party one.
So with the Intune Suite, is there any plan to change the Intune license into the Intune Suite? Is it is there any plan, or is it in a pipeline, or any insight on that? Currently, we are getting that package with the EMS and M365, right? So will they going to charge for Intune license? As of now, it is free for the organization who procure huge licenses. So is there any plan for Intune licenses, charges for Intune licenses separately with the Intune suite?
It's a good question, and as I mentioned, Naren, before, I don't have the answer. I'm not. I'm big zero in licensing. I would say I never read those documentations. Sorry about that, but I don't know whether somebody else will have the answer to that or not.
I did not
But
get the question, Ram. So you're asking whether the Intune Advanced Suite license is paid or free? Is was that the question?
No, no. The general Intune license are the license required for the devices into Intune, right? We need a. It comes as a bundle with the M365 license, Intune license, right? EMS bundle with
Right,
the and
right.
M365. So whenever an organization purchases huge licenses, they offer Intune license as a bundle with M365 at a
Hmm.
discounted price, or one of the product from that particular licensing. So with the Intune Suite, are they planning to club the Intune license into the Intune Suite and charge them, or is it
No, I mean, see, we have
instead?
the we have the basic Intune license, which is a part of EMS E3 or EMS E5,
Yeah.
and it is a part of the M365 bundle as well. So you can get the basic Intune in EMS E3, EMS E5, or the M365 license. And if you want the more advanced features, then for that you will have to pay around. So right now the pricing is $10 per user. But I mean, as Joy was mentioning that uh, I mean, there were around 4 or 5 things that we initially announced that the advanced suite is going to have, like remote help, endpoint privilege management, tunnel, and advanced endpoint analytics. But all of that is not out there. Therefore, this is being right now given at a lot of discount. So, from what I'm aware, even though the price quoted is around $10, but I believe it's been given at a 40% or 50% discount. However, so I mean, as far as Intune licensing is concerned, the basic license is present in EMS E3, E5, or M365. If you purchase any of those suites, you are going to get Intune licensing. Now, if you want the advanced one, then for that you will have to purchase the Intune Advanced Suite licensing.
Okay, so my query, I understood that, but my query was like, will they debundle the Intune license from the existing licensing and add it to the Intune Suite, or what is the plan? I mean, what is the plan behind introducing the Intune Suite into the?
So your question is like will they separate the Intune outside EMS and outside M365? Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't see that happening because EMS is, I mean, Intune is a part of EMS, right? So, I mean, I don't see the value of removing Intune from the EMS bundle. So, I'm not aware of it. I've not heard
See,
about. Yeah.
I can say that Intune you can also get a licensing as a Intune standalone model.
Yes. Yes.
That's not a problem. But if you get a Intune standalone model, it won't be of any work because you will be needing or requiring features of Azure AD Premium. You will be needing features from the other licensing bundle. That is why the basic structure is like is around the EMS suite, which Intune originally came with, and then it got evolved into the Microsoft 365 licensing. Now, if we are talking about the Intune suite, that is the coming with the extra additional features, that will always be an additional layer over and above what you are getting from the M365 or the EMS licensing. It's not part of the original uh, Intune subscription that Microsoft is providing. Now, for if you want to get the additional features for the Intune suite, you can take it as a bundle with the Intune license, or you can have it like on a la carte basis. Like if you only need remote help, you can get that. If you only need Microsoft Tunnel, you can get that. I think that is what is possible. And as per the pricing for currently, I think that depends on how what is your relation with Microsoft currently, and is best handled with the customer account team or the tab that you are working.
Yeah, got it. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe.
I think I was correct, sort of, in
Yep.
stating
Yep.
that.
Yep. Absolutely right. Absolutely correct. Yeah.
Okay, good. So we have covered. First of all, I'm unmuted, so that's good. We have covered licensing part also. That's good. So we are already at time. It is 12:59. So any last questions before we leave?
I have one last question. It's about the jobs actually, because you asked jobs
Okay.
questions also. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I think the question is now Microsoft is having this M365 bundle from licensing perspective. Will that evolve the job description of our roles? Because let's say 10 years back, we had an engineer working only on one particular feature of SCCM, like patching engineer or application deployment engineer or OSD engineer. But later it evolved into, let's say, combination of these. One person will be doing combination of these. And the infrastructure engineer role is almost gone in SCCM now because Microsoft simplified it. And now we are going to Intune, which is more of a SaaS solution. There is no infrastructure maintenance. So people who are already working on endpoint management side for last 10 years, 20 years, etc., will they need to learn complete M365 suite like Office 365, Teams, Azure AD, or some security, etc., along with all the endpoint management features? How do we see the evolution of the job description or the job profiles of the people who are on the call, basically?
Good, good question. I like this question, and I don't see. I mean, I don't see this Microsoft 365 technologies and endpoint device management technologies are getting combined or something like that. At least from my perspective, but others can comment as well. So what I see, the best way to look at it is the certification of Microsoft, right? So if you look at certification path or learning path of Microsoft, what they publish right now is that the learning is based on the work profile. So they still have a segregation, something like workplace administrator, if I'm not wrong. I'm not able to find the details now, but it is enterprise administrator experts, that is for Microsoft 365 administration, right? So that is the work profile for those people, right? For example, Teams and the exchange online, etc., etc., right? For them, I think the enterprise administrator expert is going to make more sense. That is Microsoft 365 certification. And for us basically endpoint administrators, we will be endpoint administrators or workplace administrators, and then we will continue on that path. As you mentioned, the infra is almost gone, so we don't need to manage servers, and we don't need to manage the upgrades, etc. So that is all managed by Microsoft, but our responsibilities are not getting reduced. Maybe this is a migration phase, that is why it is not getting reduced. But after migration, once it is settled down, we would be able to have a lot more additional responsibilities, something like Windows 365 cloud PC, right? So VDI was not a thing for us previously for endpoint administrators, but now with Windows 365 and everything, it is kind of very interesting. It is going to be very interesting. So I will stop there, and I will let others to add.
Thank you so much, Sanup. It's appreciated.
Joy or anyone else want to add something?
Yep, I can only say that when we look at M365, M365 is a platform. It's a platform that is comprised of different technology stacks. There is identity access management in it. There is security in it. There is endpoint management in it. There is uh, communication and collaboration in it. So when we are looking for, or in the interviews, or when we are taking out job postings for our companies, uh, we do not expect a guy to be able to do everything in that M365 space. So an exchange engineer will still be responsible for Exchange Online, and maybe also look into the teams, and an endpoint administrator is still responsible to look into the devices, however way it is managed, whether it is with Intune or with SCCM. But yes, we do expect that the person is having some additional knowledge over the other collaborating services that are within the M365 space. So for example, if today I'm working with endpoint management, I should also have some knowledge with the Azure AD identity and access management in terms of conditional access, in terms of other things like that, or maybe in the Defender for endpoint things and like that. So that is my take on the job scenario. Not like
Thank
no, like today if you call me an M365 engineer, I cannot be a master of everything in M365. I cannot be a SharePoint administrator, I cannot be an Exchange administrator, I cannot be a OneDrive administrator, and I cannot be an Intune administrator all in once.
Thank you, Jai. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so we are already overrunning, so we will stop here. First of all, thank you all for joining, and we will continue this monthly user group events in future also. We will have April, May, and all. If you don't mind, please subscribe to our meetup group. I'm going to provide the link over here. So if you can subscribe to that, you will get all the notification. Otherwise, please be part of our WhatsApp or Telegram group. So where we will publish all these details such as meeting invites, etc. for these kind of events. So thank you all, and talk to you all later. Bye bye.